Hi everyone, this is Elizabeth from Strange Ago, and today we are going to begin with an execution and then later end on the same topic but with a slightly different twist. And so, the following hanging took place in 1901, Washington. Just before Charles Brown was hung this morning for the murder of Washington Hunter, the Reverend was invited into his cell to give the condemned man spiritual advice. Brown, thinking he saw a chance to escape, picked up an iron bar concealed in his cell and swatted the clergyman over the head, knocking him senseless. Then he walked out of the unlocked door, into the corridor, and into the yard. He tried to scale the wall, but he was discovered by the jailers, who with guns went for him and made him surrender. He was taken back to his cell and an hour later was legally executed. And now, the past was full of dangerous jobs. And one of the worst work environments was at the furnace. These men would often work 12 to 16-hour shifts a day, 6 to 7 days a week, at temperatures up to 120 degrees Fahrenheit or roughly 49 degrees Celsius. Unfortunately, many lives were lost due to explosions, such as this incident that happened in 1901, Pennsylvania. An explosion occurred in a blast furnace here this morning. 9 were killed and 3 fatally and 9 badly hurt. The damage to the plant is $20,000. The men were feeders of the furnace. 14 men on the platform at the mouth of the furnace were blown 120 feet high. The explosion caused by accumulated gas in the furnace and threw tons of molten metal, slag, and cinders upon the men working near. 5 of those who were blown from the platform are only badly hurt. Those remaining were burned to death. Others who worked near the furnace were injured. While this next report wasn't as deadly as a furnace exploding, it certainly had a bang to it. From 1918, Michigan. Samuel Shildroth of Grand Rapids was stripped to the waist, made temporarily deaf, and severely cut about the chest when an extra tire carried on the running board of a motor car exploded. The man was inflating the tire when the accident occurred. His clothing from the waist up was stripped off, with the exception of his bow tie, which still encircled his neck. When pedestrians picked him up, he was 10 feet from the machine. Next, from 1915, we take a look at another dismembered body. Now, I'm currently doing research on sewers, and I'm finding a lot of reports about dismembered bodies, but I thought I would include this one here because it was not in the sewer, and it's kind of interesting. The article just says, dismembered body of man found in 2 sacks on marsh near Coney Island. No marks of identification. I've covered this topic before in an article I wrote for Listverse on bodies in sacks. Years later, I'm still shocked every time I find a new mention of parts found in a sack. Honestly, I don't know what the hell is wrong with us. And so, finally, here is this little gem from 1905. The dead body of Charles Herzig, who left a written confession of the crimes of rape and murder committed near Youngstown, Ohio over 30 years ago, has been found by a posse of searchers hanging from a tree in a secluded ravine. Pinned to his breast was a piece of wrapping paper on which was written the following. And again, this is another note found on bodies. My name is Charles Herzig. Over 30 years ago, I murdered and raped a young girl named Lizzie Grombacher near Youngstown, Ohio. Charles Sterling, an innocent man, was tried, convicted, and hanged for the murder of the girl. If my body is ever found, notify my mother. Around Herzig's neck was a thread of green veiling, such as women use for face veils. It is recalled that Lizzie wore such a veil when murdered, and that part of it was used to strangle her. The piece found around Herzig's neck is supposed to be the remainder of the veil, as he showed such a piece to a fellow rancher named Olson, to whom he told the story of his crime, declaring that he had kept it all these years so as to use it to end his own life someday. And that's it for right now. Like I said, I'm still doing some more research into other topics, mostly the sewers. I'm also probably going to do a video on sacked bodies then, if I can get away with it, and bodies found in trunks. I don't know if I've covered that on Strange Ago. I know I've done it on Listverse in the past, but we'll see. Anyways, take care, and I'll see you soon.